Ah. Hey, everybody. I almost lost my computer. It almost fell over. Hi, it's Sunday night. I'm a little later than what I thought. I had to go get a Walmart grocery pickup with my husband, and then he and I were having an in-depth discussion about important things. You guys know how that goes in life. So he works primarily, he works Monday through Sunday. He works 7 days a week, but a lot of the stuff that he does is on the weekends. And so we're constantly kind of debriefing and talking about things and working on stuff. And then we also have our family life. So Sundays can be really, really busy and crazy. Hi, Lou G. So I thought I would come on here tonight because I know we have been talking about goals and setting goals for ourselves, and then also changing our habits and our mindsets. So hi, Angie. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Lori. Glad you guys came on. I have been rereading the Beck Diet Solution book in conjunction with Weight Watchers with WW, MyWW. And you guys know last week I started back on the blue plan for a change. The Beck Diet Plan is not a diet. It's a book about cognitive behavioral therapy, or really using CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, to change the way that you think in relation to how you eat and approach an eating plan. I hate that the word diet is in there, but you guys know diet can also just mean way of eating or lifestyle. So, hey, everybody. We got a lot of people in here. So I've been rereading that. First of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about weekly goals since it's Sunday. I had a couple of goals that I've already accomplished. I wanted to get my little binder back together with the blue plan for meetings because I'm going to be going to meetings on Friday. So my next weigh-in for you guys will be this coming Friday. My meeting's at 10:15, and I'm going to try to go on live from the parking lot afterwards, and that's Central Time. So I got that together. I also did my grocery shopping for the weekend. So I did a Walmart pickup, and I also did a Instacart because Walmart doesn't have all of the things that I like. So I have to use 2 different stores. I don't know if you guys are in the same position. And then I made my meal plan for the week, which was really helpful. So we're starting off with chapters really 1 and 2 right now in the Beck Diet Solution. And I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about mindset and why this is important. So something that this book points out that I think we know intuitively, but it's like we haven't verbalized it. And they put it into a sentence for us, is that you may not be conscious of it. You may not have thought about this, but you always have a thought before you eat. So eating, there's always a thought there. There's always a trigger that occurs for us to actually go and eat. Now, there's different types of triggers. You guys know this. There's our hunger signals. There may be social triggers like I'm at a wedding, they cut the cake, it's time to eat the cake. You know what I mean? Or I'm at a celebration, it's time to toast and have a sip of champagne. Those are kind of like social cues. Environmental cues can happen. That always makes me think of, ooh, I smell the roast cooking. It's time to eat, right? So these are all triggers. They're psychological triggers. And then the one that's big for me is emotional triggers. And so I'm always triggered emotionally to eat. We had sort of, a couple stressful things happen this weekend. And my first thought is always comfort food, because I have that, groove in my brain that I've made over and over again, which is when I get stressed, I eat. It makes me feel better, even though it's a temporary feel good. So we haven't really ever acknowledged that probably until we sat down and thought about it. Maybe you have without having to read a book, that there are thoughts that happen and triggers that happen before you eat. And in order to change our mindset and our habits, we have to capture those thoughts. We have to catch them and figure out what they are and then work on changing them. So there's a couple different types of thoughts, and I thought this was really important too. There's helpful ones, right? Helpful thoughts that happen. And then there's sabotaging thoughts that those, kind of circular thoughts that are like, it smells good. I want to eat it. I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to, oh yes, I'm going to eat it. It doesn't matter if I eat it. Who cares if I eat it? I'll start over tomorrow. I've already gained back 10 pounds. What's another 10? But those are all sabotaging kind of thoughts that are playing with each other, right? And they play with the helpful thoughts that are like, look how far you've come. Keep going. You can do this, don't give up how far you've come with that, piece of cheesecake that's over your points or whatever. So I thought that was a good distinction as well in chapter 2. Andrea, it's the Beck Diet Solution by Judith Beck. Her father was actually came up with the, I think it's Beck Cognitive Therapy. I can't remember the name of his institute, but he has a whole institute and she's carried on in his name. It's the one with the pink cover. That's the one that I'm looking at right now. So it's a great book to kind of read and work on changing your mindset, because a lot of times we talk about mindset, everyone throws that word out. I'm changing my mindset. I've changed my mindset. Okay, but what does that look like? What is the process there? And so for me, especially as a nurse, we always have sort of evidence-based things that we're doing that this worked because we did step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't just say, oh, I changed my mindset, but there was no actual action involved. There were no steps involved. Okay. People can definitely change their mindset without this book. But if you looked back and you analyzed what they did, there was a process there. And usually it's changing the brain, basically, is what we're doing. We're changing our mindset. We're changing our brain and our habits. So thoughts can sabotage your diet in a few different ways. And I'm looking down at the actual book. I took some notes in the book. I have it on my Kindle. So the first way is that sabotaging thoughts encourage you to eat. So you get that initial trigger and you're like, no, I don't have any points left, or I'm not even really hungry. And then the sabotaging thought comes in, right? And whatever it is, oh, I deserve that piece of cake because I've been so good, or it's my birthday. I can have 3 pieces of cake if I want it. You have all these like justifying, sabotaging thoughts. Okay. So that's one way that it can really mess up your trajectory and your habits and the progress that you've made. Sabotaging thoughts undermine your confidence. And this is a big one for me. I have this thought that happens, and it's a tape that's played over in my head, and it's been playing for years, which is, I'm never going to lose this weight. It's never going to happen. So when the chocolate chip cookies come out of the oven, I have the environmental stimulus of the smell, right? I have that trigger. Maybe I start to feel a little hungry for a little something, something. And then I have a sabotaging thought that says, well, why not? You're never going to lose the weight anyway. You've already gained back 10 pounds or whatever, or I can start again tomorrow. So that really undermines your confidence because you're like, I'm never going to be able to do this. Right. And that's one of those thoughts that we definitely have to capture and change. We definitely have to take hold of those, whether you need to write them down or whatever. And this book goes through a process of capturing those types of thoughts and working on them. Okay, so the next way that a sabotaging thought really messes with everything that you're doing. Sabotaging thoughts allow you to disregard the advice in the book. I thought this was a funny one because basically what they're saying is, you're going to be like, I don't want to do this step. I don't have time for this. I'm so bored. I don't feel like reading. Oh, this is exhausting. Whatever. Those are your sabotaging thoughts that are like, why would this book be any different than any of the other bazillion books I've read? I just need to go to my meetings and that's going to help me. So those sabotaging thoughts that undo the good work that you're doing by reading the book. That's like with any, I mean, I think about all the textbooks I've had to read in my career or all the, certifications and things. The whole time I'm reading it, I'm like, why do I need to learn this? Well, that even sabotages the learning process right there. So, it's like, you're not going to learn it, Amy, because the whole time you're sitting here talking about what's the point? Okay. So sabotaging thoughts increase your general level of stress. Do you guys ever just feel like you're arguing with yourself in your head and it's just making you more and more stressed out to the point where you just give in? You're just eat the cookie. Stop thinking about it and eat it. And you just go in there and you shove the cookie in your mouth. I'm using that as an example. Okay, so instead of thinking I'm just human, it's okay to have strengths and weaknesses, you might think I should always do things perfectly. And we all know how that ends up when you're trying to be perfect, right? So that increases your stress for sure, is trying to be absolutely perfect all the time, which is one of the reasons why WW gives you your weeklies, because you have your dailies. Ideally, you can stay within your dailies, but when you do need to go off and have the cookie, you have your weeklies as a backup plan, right? Or you have your activity points, right? So that's one way to sort of counteract that. So I really like that. If you can identify the triggers, so those initial triggers that lead to the sabotaging thoughts, which leads you to just eating your arm, basically, you can minimize your exposure to them or change your response to them. So once we can identify the triggers, identify the thoughts, then we can change them. So that's what cognitive behavioral therapy is. It's grabbing onto, capturing thoughts and working on them. That's why journaling is so great. That's why sitting down, if you are having an argument, with yourself over eating the cookie, writing that down can be extremely beneficial, because you will look at that and be like, hey, what is truth and what is a lie here? And of course, I've read this book before, so we do go into that a little bit later on, where we start to examine what's true here and what's a lie. Okay. So is it a lie that I'm never going to lose this weight? Or is that really a truth for me? Do I really believe that? What's the truth? So that's chapter 2. I think in a nutshell, that's chapter 2. So if you want to go back and read that and tell me what you think, the next chapter is called How Thin People Think. I really enjoyed, this is chapter 3 that I'm going to be working on next. If you guys want to read chapter 3 of the Beck Diet Solution with me, we can talk about it next week. How Thin People Think. I remember reading this before and being like, interesting. And then being able to apply that to my husband. As you all know, he doesn't have a weight problem. So I love this type of thing where we get some practical advice on how to apply the Beck Diet Solution. I was going to talk to you guys a little bit about the exercise that we did in the meeting on Friday, but I haven't really had a chance to look back over that today and prepare for it. And I don't want to just sit here and ramble and not give you guys some content. So we were given, though, in the weekly, and I showed you guys in yesterday's video how to find the weekly in your app. We were given a visualization. And I do want to say that visualization in times of stress and pain, and when you're wanting to eat the cookie, can be very beneficial, because it can kind of reset your mind and help you sort of stop, capture the thoughts, and then make a choice from there. So you guys go check that out. I think it's a great little visualization tool. And I'll look at that some more this week and tell you what I think. I got to do it a couple times yesterday, which was Saturday. And then today, I needed to do it today and I didn't. Sharon, I did get the workbook, but I know you were going to order it on eBay. Pat, I'm glad you're here too. Lou G says perfection is way overrated. Hi, Barb. Hi, Kitty. Hi, Southern Cupanista. So I would love to hear from you guys what your goals are for the week. Mine continue to be tracking. In fact, we talked about this in the meeting. Tracking, and then tracking before I eat something, which I'm doing better at that. Now, tonight I did make dinner, And I tracked all the points, and then I sat down and realized I hadn't tracked the cheese that I had on my dinner and tracked that afterwards. But I seem to be doing a little bit better with that, and it's helping me manage my points. I have eaten some of my weeklies this weekend, but that's not a goal or a focus for me right now. As we progress, that's going to be something that I work on. But right now, really, primarily, I'm working on tracking and staying within my daily and my weekly points for the week. So if you guys would like to start again with me, I know a lot of you guys have restarted again. You've sent me lots of messages over on Facebook and Instagram and here on YouTube that you've restarted. Please feel free to restart with me or push forward, as I'm, saying right now, because I'm always in this process. But I really need to push forward and identify some new goals, and then get some accountability from the community. So I haven't used Connect very much, but like lately I've been kind of interested in checking Connect out a little bit more. So if you want to come find me on Connect, I don't know how many of you guys, I think I have a few people over there already. Let me tell you what my name is on Connect, and you can come find me. And let me know if you have, just friend me or whatever it is on Connect so I can go look at what you guys are doing. So who am I? I am N as for nurse 17 on Connect. And there's 586 of you guys over there. So I will try to go back and follow those that have followed me, but go find me on Connect. I'm going to try to go over there and get some more inspiration ideas, because I'm trying to sort of solidify my community a little bit better and try to understand where I fit in all of that. I realized I tried some other things the last few months, and I just really realized I need sort of daily, ongoing support. That's the type of person that I am. And I feel like when I do have a trigger or sabotaging, when I have a trigger and then I have a sabotaging thought, I need something to counteract that externally a lot of times. Either something motivational or a picture or something seems to help reset me. So Connect's a great place to do that. Anyway, Anne-Marie, I'm glad you're having fun with this. Let's see. Spanish Whispers is going to weigh and measure for this week. I've been using my food scale and loving it. So you're welcome, Tiffany. Oh, good. Oh, my goodness. Tiffany says that she loves that I'm sharing the Beck Diet Solution. She learned about the book from me, and it's been a key to helping me lose 50 pounds so far. That's great, Tiffany. Yeah, I need to get back on it with my cards and everything, which we'll talk about. So this next week, if you want to read chapter 3 with me and take any little notes or have any thoughts that you want to share, I'm open to you guys sharing here in this forum. And we'll try to talk about this again next Sunday. Usually 7 o'clock is a good time Central for me. Sometimes things happen, and it is what it is. It is what it is. Please keep. I have several patients that are ill with COVID. Please keep our country and our world in your prayers. Okay, I'm just going to say it like that. There's a lot going on out there, and I feel like it divides us as people, as human beings, and we forget that we all love each other. And so just try to be the light out there, you guys, and be kind. Okay, I'm going to try to do the same thing this week and really try to be kind to others, and keep my mouth shut. All right, love you all. I'll see you later. I have a couple things that I'm going to blog this week, and then let's weigh in on Friday. Okay, bye. Stay in orbit. Bye. See you guys later.